In medieval Iceland, a single sheep's fleece could buy you land. Gold couldn't. To understand why, you need to step into the economics of radical isolation. Iceland sits roughly equidistant from Scandinavia and the British Isles, close enough to trade, far enough that almost nothing grew there naturally. No grain, no trees, no cotton, but sheep. Sheep thrived in those volcanic pastures like nothing else, and the wool they produced was extraordinary. Exhibit 1, Icelandic wool was coarser than merino, thicker than English fleece, and densely packed with lanolin, a natural oil that made it water-resistant and extraordinarily durable. Medieval sailors and merchants across Europe knew this. When a ship needed sails that wouldn't rot, when a soldier needed armor padding that wouldn't compress after one season, they asked for Icelandic wool. Exhibit 2, Iceland couldn't produce anything else that Europe wanted at scale. No wine, no grain, no spices, no metals worth the voyage. But wool, every single farm produced it. By the 1300s, Icelandic wool exports weren't a side trade, they were the economy. They were how Iceland got grain from Norway, cloth from England, and iron from Scandinavia. Here's where it gets interesting. Gold and silver are fungible, 1 ounce equals another anywhere, anytime, but Icelandic wool was unique. You couldn't get it from Spain or France or Poland. The only source was that isolated island in the North Atlantic. Scarcity plus monopoly plus genuine utility equals price leverage. Exhibit 3, the tax system itself proves the wool premium. Iceland wasn't wealthy. The island was perpetually poor, harsh, and dependent on imports. Yet the Danish crown, which controlled Iceland from the 1380s onward, taxed wool exports directly. Why tax wool? Because it was the only commodity worth collecting. By some accounts, in the 15th and 16th centuries, a single barrel of Icelandic wool could trade for more weight in gold than the barrel itself. Not because wool weighed more, because demand was that intense and supply that controlled. Every European textile center competed for access. But here's the hidden layer. Iceland's isolation wasn't just geographic, it was enforced. The Danish crown, from the 1500s onward, restricted foreign ships from trading directly with Icelandic farmers. All wool had to flow through official Danish merchants. This wasn't accidental. It was monopoly capitalism, centuries before the term existed. Exhibit 4, the collapse. By the 1700s, the wool premium began to crack. Why? Because other regions learned to breed superior sheep. Australia later would flood the market with merino wool. But more immediately, Iceland's monopoly broke because competing sources emerged and because shipping improved, making it economically viable to source wool elsewhere. The final piece, Iceland's wool economy wasn't sustainable because it was built entirely on scarcity. Once scarcity ended, so did the premium. The island's wealth and its leverage evaporated. By the 1800s, Iceland was one of Europe's poorest regions, dependent on fishing instead. So here's what actually happened. Icelandic wool wasn't more valuable than gold because the wool itself was magic. It was more valuable because of 4 converging forces. 1. Isolation created a monopoly. 2. Quality matched demand perfectly. 3. No alternatives existed. 4. Political control locked in that advantage. The moment any of those forces weakened, better breeding elsewhere, freer trade routes, improved shipping, competing sources, the premium collapsed. The wool didn't change. The market did, and that's the real story hiding behind the price tag. Understanding this teaches us something crucial about how value actually works. It's not intrinsic. It's not about the thing itself, it's about scarcity, utility, control, and time. Change the conditions and the premium evaporates even if the product doesn't change at all. That's true for medieval wool. It's true for modern supply chains too. This video is for educational and informational purposes only and is not financial advice. Always do your own research. Subscribe to uncover the hidden economics behind the products and systems you encounter every day, because the price tag is never the whole story. Subscribe to uncover the hidden economics behind the products and systems you encounter every day, because the price tag is never the whole story. This video is for educational and informational purposes only and is not financial advice. Always do your own research.